opportunity to reaffirm some of these values and re-explore why they're absolutely essential.
Yeah, effectively, this was Johann Lamont's there is no alternative speech, but you're saying that we should reaffirm that there are alternatives.
Absolutely. I mean, I think what's happened, I saw the assistant editor of the Scotsman tweeting today saying, she's obviously lost the argument, so how do we pay for it? And I saw Joyce McMillan calling it boss class miserableism. And as you said, Richard Seymour starts his piece in The Guardian saying, why is the Scottish Labour leadership so abysmal? Why has it struggled to adapt to post-devolution Scottish politics? And why does it keep having rings run around it by the SNP? It has been a complete car crash. And if they try and retreat from it, that will be very difficult as well. So I think we're looking at another moment where Scottish Labour leadership comes out with something and then faces a kind of barrage of negativity, and it's so unsure of itself, it may well now go, right, okay, well, we didn't actually mean that, or we were just sort of chatting amongst ourselves or something ridiculous. And if they do that, their credibility is further undermined. So I think we will be looking at defections, and I think we will be looking at, leadership questions emerging after this debacle.
Could it actually lead to a split?
Well, I don't know where you would split to. I don't think they've got enough energy or coherence to split. I think it'll just more collapse than split, or people defecting to the SNP, or I don't think the other left parties are strong enough to really engage people either. So it might be to the Greens or the SNP.
If there is a collapse, where would the opposition to the SNP go? It's a very difficult question, I know.
The opposition to the SNP?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
If Labour collapsed, where would people who hate the SNP, of which there are many, where do you think their votes would defect to? The Conservatives? Or would they just be total SNP dominance?
Well, yeah, in a way I think we're beyond party politics, because I think that the referendum is going to dominate the landscape so much that, who cares really about the next Scottish election. It's not really about the next Scottish election, it's about the referendum, it's about whether you want to be a sovereign country. So I think already people are looking towards beyond that, either for a yes or a no result, rather than focusing on an actual election.
This is what Kevin Williamson was saying in his recent article on the site. It's about the referendum now, policies for the 2016 election.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's going to be devastating for whoever loses that result. But that's one of the extraordinary things about Johann Lamont's announcements this week. They're basically establishing themselves to the right, firmly to the right. And, you just wonder who is actually advising on that. Because although you can argue that there's a conservative strand in Scottish politics that doesn't vote Tory but is small c conservative, and although people are concerned about the idea of living on the never never, as a lovely expression was used, everybody's concerned about that. But this is such a disavowal, it's such a shutting down of the debate, that I can't see it having any electoral gain whatsoever for Labour. I can only see it being a real problem, and train wreck has been described.
So Mike, where would you like to see the Yes campaign going in the next couple of months?
I think we need some live events. I think we need them all across the country. I think we need to really see the energy emerge from the New Scots for Independence and the Creatives for Independence and all those groups. And I also think that it's absolutely crucial that we begin to engage with young people who are 14, 15, 16, 17. I think that will be really interesting to see who does that best, how that can happen, and what kind of response that gets.
Thanks very much, Mike.
Okay, speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed that. And that was Mike Small from Bella Caledonia. We'll have a couple more episodes for you next week, but I just want to say thanks for all your support, all the reviews and retweets and Facebook likes and everything that you've given us. Please keep it up. It's great that you're doing that and it helps us out. And like I say every week, if you want to get in touch about something, please do. To finish, here's Mike Small's choice of song, which is Orange Juice, Rip It Up.
When I first saw you, something stirred within me. You were standing softly in the rain. If I could have held you, I would have held you. Rip it up and start again. Rip it up and start again. Rip it up and start again. I hope to God you're not as dumb as